Numbers 14 deals right after the spies come back with a bad report, and the congregation is weeping uh, because God says, by according to your own words, you're gonna wander for 40 years. After the number of the days in which ye search out the land, even 40 days, each day for a year shall ye bear your iniquities, even 40 years, and ye shall know my breach of promise. I, the Lord, said, I will surely do it unto all this evil congregation that are gathered together against me. In this wilderness they shall be consumed, and there they shall die. And some people were not happy with that, and they chose to go up. And Moses says, do not go up, the Lord is not with you. The Amalekites and Canaanites will kill you. And they still went up. They presumptuous. They went up and got killed by the Amalekites. Chapter 15. We're speaking of how to do sacrifices once you come into the land. When you do your sacrifices, you're going to bring a little bit of flour, oil, and wine. A little bit of flour, oil, and wine. And he's saying there's going to be one law for everybody. All that are born on the country shall do these things. After this manner, an offering made by fire, sweet savor unto the Lord. If a stranger sojourn, or whoever, one ordinance for the whole people, one law. When you come into the land and you eat of the bread and you do a heave offering, take a cake. These are additional things that you need to do. These are all things that the Lord is trying to say that everybody in this chapter, everybody's going to do it. Now, then it shall be, if aught be committed by ignorance without the knowledge of the congregation, that means like maybe a priest or somebody set them along their way and they've been doing it wrong for a while, all the congregation shall offer one young bullock for a burnt offering, for a sweet savor unto the Lord, with his meat offering and his drink offering, according to the manner, and one kid of the goats for a sin offering. This does not mean every man, woman, and child that was in the congregation that sinned by ignorance does this. I think this means simply that one will be taken to the priest, and the priest shall make an atonement for the congregation. It shall be forgiven them for its ignorance. Okay? They made a sacrifice by fire. It was by ignorance, and they did a little sacrifice to make up for it. And it shall be forgiven the whole congregation and the stranger, because there's one law. Now, if any soul sin through ignorance, if any one person of the congregation sin through ignorance, okay, not affecting the whole congregation, then he shall bring a she-goat of the first year for a sin offering, and the priest make atonement for it. The sin is a sin of ignorance, and it will be forgiven of him. You shall have one law for him that sinneth, whether he's a stranger or born. But the soul that doeth aught presumptuously, whether he's born or a stranger, whether he do it presumptuously. Where was that one where those poor guys presumed to go up to the Lord? Go not up, not spitting. But they presumed to go up. They went against the Lord. They hated his command. You're going to be stuck for 40 years wandering. And they're like, no, we're sorry. We said that the place is too hard to beat. We'll go up there and try to beat them. And Moses says, no, the Lord ain't with you. Chapter 15 we went over, and then here it is. If the whole congregation sins because of one guy, they know what to do. If one guy sins in the congregation, they know what to do. But the soul that ought presumptuously, whether he be born in the land or a stranger, the same reproacheth the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people, because he hath despised the word of the Lord, and hath broken his commandment. That soul shall utterly be cut off. His iniquity shall be upon him. And so here's an example of somebody doing something presumptuously. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, this doesn't mean like immediately. It could just mean that at some point, okay, they found a man gathering sticks upon the Sabbath day. Do you think he was just gathering sticks one time? Do you think it was one or two sticks? Do you think he was just doing it with this one time and they busted him out? And, well, I'll tell you what, if you do that kind of work on the Sabbath, there's a law for it. You're to be killed, okay? And if he is ignorant of this law. We just read, on the heels of being ignorant of the law, there is something to do for it. If he was told to do this and ignorantly did it by somebody in authority, there's something to be done for that. Okay? But here he's gathered sticks upon, and they that found him gathering sticks brought him unto Moses and Aaron and unto the congregation, and they put him in a ward, because it was not declared what should be done to him. What's the problem with this? He's doing work on the Sabbath. Put him to death. Well, no, this is, like I say, the chosen, where the people are fishing on the Sabbath. They're not just fishing once on the Sabbath. They're making a business of it. Anything you catch on the Sabbath doesn't have to be reported for taxes. Make a little profit. This guy was gathering sticks on the Sabbath, probably every Sabbath, going out there grabbing sticks, putting them in a bunch, and then on the first day of the work week he can just walk in with a whole bunch of sticks into the congregation, and nobody's the wiser. But they busted him out, and they said, we don't know what to do with them. And the Lord said, utterly put him to death. This man came presumptuously. All right, this man, he wasn't put to death for kindling a fire. He wasn't put to death for gathering a couple sticks. This guy was put to death because $10 says he made a business of it.